at an airport. In a unanimous decision, the panel at the Apex Court dismissed the appeal of Aminu Sule Lamido, the son of the former governor Sule Lamido, for lack of merit. Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission arrested Aminu on December 11, 2012 at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport while preparing to travel to Cairo, Egypt. The prosecution said Aminu declared $10,000 to the Nigerian Customs Service but was found with an additional $40,000 which was not disclosed on his currency declaration form. And now an FCT High Court in Maitama has struck out the criminal charge instituted by the federal government against Kogi Central Senator Natasha Motiudragan. The presiding judge, Chizoba Oji, struck out the suit on Thursday following a notice of discontinuance filed by the federal government. Students of Ambrose Ali University, Eboma, Edo State, who were remanded over alleged malicious damage and armed robbery following a protest against kidnapping in Eboma, SR West local government area, have been released. The students were among 52 suspects arrested after the protest and remanded at Ubiaja Correctional Center by a federal high court in the state. Shortly after their release, the students met the state governor. Last Saturday, residents of Eboma and neighboring communities took to the streets to protest the rising cases of kidnapping in the area and the killing of a young man by armed men. In other news, the European Union has removed Nigeria and 5 other African countries from its list of high-risk third country jurisdictions for money laundering and terrorism financing. The other countries delisted are South Africa, Burkina Faso, Mali, Mozambique, and Tanzania. The decision reportedly follows the country's successful removal from the Financial Action Task Force grey list after reforms to strengthen their anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing frameworks. We go straight to business now. Nigeria's inflation rate dropped by 15.15% in December 2025, showing that the cost of goods and services increased more slowly and that prices are beginning to stabilize across important parts of the economy. The National Bureau of Statistics said the December figures were partly due to a review of how inflation is calculated to better reflect the current economic situation. Data released on Thursday showed that the Consumer Price Index rose slightly to 131.2 in December from 130.5 in November, meaning prices are still rising but at a slower pace. On a month-to-month basis, inflation dropped by 0.54% from 1.22% in November, showing that the increase in prices has reduced. On a month-to-month basis, food prices declined by 0.36%, driven by lower prices of items such as tomatoes, garri, eggs, potatoes, vegetables, plantain, beans, and onions. Still in business, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Jumoke Oduwole, says Nigeria's trade deal with the United Arab Emirates will help Nigeria exporters reach more markets around the world, especially in the Gulf region. She spoke on Thursday during an interview on Channels Television after Nigeria and the UAE signed a trade agreement known as the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. Well, according to the minister, the agreement will allow more than 7,000 Nigerian products to enter the UAE without paying import taxes. She said the products include medicines, chemicals, and farm produce, and encouraged Nigerian businesses to take advantage of the opportunity. Oduwole added that the UAE was chosen because it is an important global trading center with strong connections to markets across the world. In entertainment, Nigerian music star Ira Star, Davido, Wizkid, and Tiwa Savage have been nominated for the 2026 Mobile Awards. In sports, holders Barcelona came through a tricky tie at Racing Santander to reach the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
Chinese leader Xi Jinping and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney have announced lower tariffs, signaling a reset in their countries' relationship after a key meeting in Beijing. China is expected to lower levies on Canadian canola oil from 85% to 15% by March 1st, while Ottawa has agreed to tax Chinese electric vehicles at the most favored nation rate, 6.1%. The deal is a breakthrough after years of strained ties and tit-for-tat levies. Xi hailed the turnaround in their relationship, but it is also a win for Carney, the first Canadian leader to visit China in nearly a decade. Well, on the news this afternoon, you heard the Rivers Assembly has urged the Chief Judge to begin impeachment probe against Governor Simlai Fubara and his deputy. We also told you that the INEC has assured of credible February by-elections in River State. You also heard a woman recounting her ordeal after she was kidnapped along the Rupoko-Igruta Road in River State. We reported that the family has rejected the police claim of generator fumes following the death of 6 members on the foreign scene. China and Canada has announced tariffs relief after a high-stake meeting. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I am Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.